Marvel Age Star Wars. My name is Sean. I'm here with Brooks.
Hello, everyone. This episode, we are talking about issue number 9. And Sean pointed out before we started that we haven't talked about the covers, which is something we've been remiss in doing. I kind of feel I agree with him that we should have mentioned that. Do you want to look at issue number 8, or do you want to just start with issue number 9?
We can start with 7, since we didn't
Oh, yeah.
look at 7. And I like 7. 7's a really good cover. All right, yeah, 7 started out strong. I know Chewie looks weird in 7, but I do like the design here. I think he looks cool.
Han looks kind of weird, too, to me.
Han looks like a classic Chaykin. This looks like Chaykin really drew this cover. Like, the interior art does not look like Chaykin drew it. And his heart clearly wasn't in it if he did.
It's got that good action kind of look to it. I'm just saying his face and his body look a little too muscular, a little too aggressive. His eyebrows are very, pronounced.
He looks like Cody Starbuck. He looks like a classic, sci-fi comic.
Look at that blaster.
Guy. That gun is weird. That's true.
That is not Han's blaster. And what is Han holding? I mean, Chewie holding? Just like a guy he just killed, I guess?
Some dude. Well, a dude who looks dead in one hand, and a dude who I guess hasn't been killed yet. So it's pretty accurate to the story.
I love on a world the law forgot. Yeah. The law straight up forgot this world.
The law forgot, but there's a wanted poster behind them, which indicates the presence of law.
Man, that was quick.
If they're being chased,
is that like from Jabba, or is that due to the trouble they've got in locally on this planet? Which, when we read the comic, and we've read the comic, you can go check that episode out, would not make any sense.
I'm assuming this is visual shorthand. We get it. They're outlaws. That's what this is about. This starts a trend of, and I think this storyline is 3 out of 4 is just Han Solo yelling at somebody while shooting a gun.
Grab a laser gun, Chewie.
That's the motif. Yeah, get a space gun.
Never once in Star Wars do they call it a laser gun.
Yeah, grab a whatchamacallit and start blasting. Blaster?
Did you guys watch the movie?
Yeah, he's so proud that he got Wookiee spelled correctly where a lot of people didn't, but he didn't learn words like blaster. Now, to be fair, though, a lot of the source material that they had to work with were earlier drafts. Even later on, where I'm sure that stuff was available, that doesn't necessarily mean that they shifted gears once they'd started making the comic. And in the early drafts, he just called lightsabers laser swords, one word, and blasters were laser pistols, one word.
Oh, well, if that's the case, then I guess this makes perfect sense.
Pretty sure he spelled laser with a Z. So.
Well, then they screwed it up completely.
Yeah, I guess lasers in space have Z's in them.
Who's that guy in the background? Just another dude attacking them?
Yeah, Chewie's got one in each hand.
Oh, that's his hand. I see it now. Yeah.
8's a lot less exciting. It's trying to be more exciting.
It's trying to be more exciting? There's no shooting.
Well, what I mean is, it's the scope of it, trying to be like a movie poster kind of setup where it shows all the characters in some kind of pose. And now look at Hedji in that. He's clearly like a brownish earth tone kind of color.
Oh, you're right.
He does have a purplish tone if you look at the original coloring, but they were still going for a sort of grounded.
I was thinking almost gray in the images from the original.
Yeah, they weren't going for, even if it was bluish, that's just the way comics are colored. Look, Chewie's bandolier is bluish. Who cares?
Okay, so a number of things on this cover. But like you said, Hedji, that's a big one. What is Don Quixote wearing? Some kind of golden armor? I don't remember that. Like I don't remember that in the issue.
He's wearing a robe. Maybe later on he breaks out. I don't know if he breaks out orange or armor, but I have to question all the color choices on the digital versions now anyway.
Yeah. I mean, are Chewie's eyes supposed to be blue?
And are they supposed to be like neon blue? It's like, I swear you guys aren't trying.
8 against a world. And that world means a couple of guys on speeder bikes.
Yeah, that's the whole world.
Extra! In this issue, the deadly mission of Luke Skywalker. It's like, I picked this up off the newsstand. I've got to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, really.
Luke's on a deadly mission?
That's like clickbait. He's in one panel.
It's just getting in a ship and taking off.
Where they say, be careful on your deadly mission.
And questioning whether he should be in the Rebel Alliance at all.
At least looking at the original cover now, the color's all the same. But one thing they do all the time in these digital versions is they pick the lightest, brightest version of the color. It's so weird. Like his eyes are a deep kind of blue in the original
Oh,
cover,
weird.
just like this text is a deep kind of blue. But the same with the green. Like Hedgie doesn't wear that weird neon green. It's just green. It's so weird for digital that they color it that way. Like look at the blues up in the symbol, the Luke Skywalker symbol. That's super bright. Why does everything have to be that crazy bright?
You can barely read the against on the white banner there.
Right, because there's no outline on it there. It's so weird.
I like the world they're standing on is. I'm hoping that's a hill, and not supposed to be the curvature of the
The
world.
whole planet. I assume it is the curvature of the world, but
The way they show the stars behind them, it kind of looks like that, and they're saying against the world. Like they're straddling the world.
I also like the assumption in this picture that they're about to fight some kind of monster. And they fight a reptile man, but he's just a regular sized man.
And Han's straight up about to shoot him with his super tight muscular pants.
But he's way off. Look where he's pointing that gun in reference
Well,
to the
he might not be
shadow.
shooting that guy. He might be shooting a different guy.
Yeah, he's shooting. That shadow of behemoth is coming at him. He's aiming at another guy.
Chewie's got the
Like,
behemoth covered. Look at his eyes. Looks like a werewolf.
because he has pointy ears. Like, what's that look?
Are those ears or just fur?
It's fur, but it's what makes him look like he has a werewolf head. It's
Yeah.
that and the fangs.
Yeah, this cover's not so great, though it does have Jaxxon in his super cool orange suit on it, which bonus points. Now we can progress to cover number 9, which is the issue we're actually supposed to be looking at today.
And you got him yelling at people again. That's sort of like Han shooting now 2 guns. He's lost the gold one. Like it looks more like his gun. Also shooting at nothing. Look where those guys are coming from.
Well, there might be people coming from off the page that you don't see.
Come on, Han. Check 10 o'clock prime. You're shooting at like 12-1 or 11-3. Like you're nowhere near what you're supposed to be shooting at. Maybe there's other guys, but again,
it's do or die.
I'm
Because
not
here come
seeing
the
it.
Cloud Riders. Yeah, looks like it's gonna be die. Jackson's a cynical dude.
He's also jacked. Look at him. Good Lord.
I know everyone's getting
What'd
more
you do
muscular
between issues?
as things
Why does everybody
progress.
keep taking their shirts off?
Is that
Looks
girl?
like those kangaroos from Tank Girl.
Isn't that girl blonde?
No, but she has white hair.
Oh, she has white hair. I knew she didn't have black hair. I don't remember.
Chewie looks like a werewolf again in this one. Look at him. This looks weird. Looks like a Bernie Wrightson drawing.
That's him on the left here. For a
Yeah.
minute, I thought that might be Hedgie.
Hedgie? Maybe. I guess maybe it is. I'll hear arguments of either way. But he's talking to Chewie. It'd be weird for Chewie to not be in the cover.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Although he's telling Chewie keep firing and nobody but Han is firing, so it's weird. And Han's firing like Yosemite Sam.
What's this down underneath Chewie's hand? Is that the robot? I can't tell what that is.
I guess it must be, yeah, because I can't tell either. But I'm assuming that must be part of the robot. It's a weird angle to decide to crop almost all the characters out in a very weird looking sort of frame.
Is that a scimitar floating up there under the
Oh
wars?
yeah, is that another pirate cutlass? What is that?
Just one of their swords just flying through the air behind the stream of the other sky bike or whatever you want to call it. So that makes it look like it's huge.
Yeah, that's odd looking.
When last we left our heroes,
Yeah, rude.
they were riding banthas that this time actually look like banthas, as opposed to issue number 7.
And we don't even have enough banthas? Is that what's happening here?
Yes.
Why does the kid have to walk?
Oh my gosh, Don Quixote has a lance. Are you
They're not
serious?
trying very hard at all.
I mean, come on.
Rogue. I like the look of the banthas now. They look like Rocky Horror.
Yeah, they kind of do.
Michael Rennie was ill the day the earth stood still. Just that's all I can see now.
So a quick recap of what's happening if you haven't read the other issues. Han had all of his reward money from the rebellion stolen by some space pirates. He landed on this outworld, which is apparently very close to Yavin because he did not go into hyperspace. He and Chewie were in a bar partying with some ladies, and some farmers approached him, offering him a job. The job being to defend them from some biker gang that is
Serji-X Arrogantus.
Yes.
And his Cloud Riders, apparently.
Cloud Riders. And so Han agreed, and now he assembled a crew, which includes Don Quixote, a green rabbit, and little Luke. And they
Yeah.
are now
And a
riding
space
banthas
showgirl and a hedgehog
across the desert to get to this village instead of using the Falcon.
for their showdown on a wasteland world. I think the tease was barren world, but I think they decided wasteland world would be better. Again, you can see the improvement is consistent in the artwork from last issue because again you got Tom Palmer. You get those clean finishes on the artwork. It makes a big difference.
I thought it was too quiet, too. I just didn't want to say anything. And you do that Jax voice because it's fun.
Yeah, like it's sort of like a Bugs Bunny. So now I guess you're gonna talk all day about how you didn't want to talk.
You can be replaced on this mission, you know.
Yeah, we're none of us are getting proper paid. You're basically pre-fired at any moment. Who are you gonna find to replace Jaxxon?
You're already scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking at him. Thanks, man.
Yeah, exactly. This is like showdown on the world of no self-esteem. Last issue, he was just like mercilessly tearing down the people who were trying to hire him. Like, what a crap hole, and you must be an idiot to live here. Now they're like, we must all be idiots to have taken this job.
He's right, Solo, and you know it. We're going to rehash basically everything here.
I don't remember the point where Chewie had to defend himself from a vicious licking. But apparently,
That's weird.
no wonder we started murdering the people. Not only don't they like Borgs, but they're also Wookiee lickers.
Do they do this in every issue where they have to recap the story so far?
At some form or another for a continuing story, I bet they do, just because that was part of it. Like, you're trying to sell to kids who may or may not have gotten the last issue. Everything has to stand on its own, at least to some degree. I don't know if they all do these big splashes where they recap everything in a big
Yeah, it feels like there's a more
full
subtle
page.
way of doing it, not taking a full page, but the art's
But
nice. I'm not complaining.
it's nice art, but they really are stretching. Like, we know from the last two issues that they haven't had 2 issues worth of material to work with.
Yeah.
So it does feel like they're doing it just to spin their wheels a little. This job's not going to pay more than all the cactus we can eat. Like, why didn't you just say space cactus? Now he's going to reintroduce all of the characters.
I've been chewing Luna weed.
Now Jim's on a bantha, so I don't know.
Okay, so
I've lost the visual continuity of the scene.
well here, Hedgie doesn't look like Sonic again. Like they've corrected the coloring.
Yeah, that coloring looks a lot closer to what he looked like in the original.
How weird that just that one issue had it so off.
What's so weird is you know how easy it is to go retouch something. Like, you just did it digitally. Like, you could have gone back and go, we'll just, like... That's another thing. It feels like... I don't want to take away from them for putting these digital versions out, because I'm glad they're there for people, but sometimes it feels like you don't care very much. You're just getting it out there as a product.
Only thing is, I don't know how these 6 will hold up if Serji-X tries to ambush us before we get to the peasant's village. How does he?
And why wouldn't he?
How does he even know how to get there? I guess they told him, and we haven't seen that.
I guess, where are they? You would have thought they would be the ones guiding them there, but
That would make sense to me. I mean, they're in the village already. I mean, they just walked out like a couple hours ahead of these guys.
Yeah, how are they even getting word back to the village that we hired these guys? They're not more bandits, and also you have to put them up in your houses and feed them, because we made that deal for you.
Kid, this is your planet. What are those big birds flying fast toward us? Not birds, Solo. They're called highhounds, and they're bloodthirsty scavengers. They'll pick the peasants' crops bare if we don't stop them.
Why aren't they in the frame if they're so important?
Maybe they...
Is that them? Are those squiggle lines under the balloon?
I should have known better than to ask. Well, we might as well be killed by things with feathers as bandits with blasters. Come on, you starhoppers. Let's go get 'em.
They're pretty happy with Starhopper, though, as a nomenclature. I like how they're just harpies.
Ah, yeah, these things are
They're
creepy.
mythological harpies.
They're creepy looking.
These highhounds. Ski and scraw.
Nor did any mere scarecrow ever suffice against such bloodthirsty scavengers as these. I like how they're bloodthirsty, but they're eating crops. So I'm guessing they're not
scavengers.
meat eaters.
Plus, the scavengers don't pick crops. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Time to get in some target practice while we're waiting for Serji-X and his boys. Zigzag! And after they kill them all, the kid's like, oh, did I mention they're an endangered species?
Yeah, I forgot. They're a sacred animal. I didn't mean we
Yeah.
were supposed to stop them.
That's why you're against the whole world on the cover.
Screw you, Aduba 3.
Amaiza, once member of the dreaded Black Hole Gang, wanted dead or alive in 6 star systems. And it isn't
And
for
it
the way
isn't
she
the way
threads a
she
needle.
threads a needle.
What does that
What's
mean?
that, some sexist nonsense?
Yeah, at first I thought that would be like she's saying that she's not a good shot. Like she can't thread a needle with her blaster. But
Yeah, like Luke, like threading the needle is like a piloting term.
Hedgie refrains from using a blaster at all. Just
Because
because you
he
can
just...
shoot hedges, why not use a blaster anyway?
Yeah, that explains why you don't wear a shirt. But that doesn't explain why you don't have any other defense mechanism.
He looks like a cat here, doesn't he? Or like a bulldog or
Really.
something? His nose?
Yeah, he does have kind of a pudgy face.
Oh, here we go.
Fie upon you, foul feathery fiend! Of course, he would talk that way.
In the name of justice, let this planet be cleansed of such filth as you and your brethren. Like, hey, man, we're part of the biosphere here.
Yeah.
We're
Is
part of
that how Jedi talk?
we're part of the environment.
Yeah, we live here. Where are you from? We're just trying to eat. We're just trying to eat vegetables. Like, we didn't even hurt
I'll be
anybody.
cleansed of the filth such as you. It's like,
Yeah.
whoa!
That's laying it on pretty thick and hurtful.
So the robot's killing people too.
Yeah, like a little bit of sexual tension between Jaxxon. Like, I got a hunch we can make beautiful blaster music together.
Oh, no thanks,
like,
Bugtooth.
For
No
real.
offense, but if I hung around a guy who looks like a big green rabbit, folks might start to talk. And Solo, over to your right.
I like that.
Who's this girl?
Oh, damsel number one.
One of the locals,
Mm-hmm.
being chased by a high hound. But even if I take him out at this range, he's still liable to crash
Right into her. Best to do nothing. No, I like this. Basically, at this point, all the money says that Han is going to use this as an excuse to grab on her. Yep, there he goes. And right where you'd think about it.
Boom.
Right in the mark. Han.
And what is she wearing?
So many options. Yeah, uh, she's making it easy on him. But come on, you know that there are bandits that want to take you away for their own amusement.
She's consigning her soul to whatever gods she may worship. When suddenly,
Fazak!
here's Stoneface.
Yeah.
Try chewing on a laser beam for a while.
Who's saying that? Oh, is that her?
No,
Like, that's weird.
Han said that, and then she says, no, he's saying, not that it'll be too easy with no teeth, or for that matter, no head.
At the grab that's happening here. It's like, whoa, hey! Like, it feels like that's her recognizing.
So he rode that lightning fast bantha over there that quick?
Yeah, that still looks... I like... The bantha in the first issue didn't look like banthas, but at least he had an expressive face. These banthas don't seem... This one's eating his own hair. He's like not engaged at all.
Their ranks sorely depleted, the grotesque scavengers take to the air once more, and in a few seconds are lost to sight. Oh, Han!
It's so bad. Thank you, kind stranger, for rescuing, but I don't understand. Oh, you will. Scooch. No, I'm not going to say. But
if we stick around long enough.
Don't worry. I'll lay it on thick enough when you know I'm creeping.
It's a few minutes later at the village itself. Oh, so they actually arrived at the village here. Yeah, sorry we didn't get here sooner, people. Well, we had a little trouble getting the spaceport crowd to loan me these bantha with my starship as security. You did not let the Falcon.
For collateral, so you could take a bunch of banthas.
So you could rent some bantha. No, Han would not do that.
And that slowed us down. It's like, everything points to that being a dumb idea. It took us a lot longer to get here.
And in story time, if this would be like not even a few days ago, he met Luke, and Greedo's in there, and he's like, over my dead body. And now he's like, yeah, I signed up the Falcon as collateral, so we could borrow some
You can have
bantha.
my ship. Like, the very first thing that happened to me is I got a bantha killed, but I'm going to put my whole ship up to assure you that no harm will come to these banthas.
Now, this is really dumb. Because he could have flown the ship to the village, but, we're not going to do it. As you may suppose, Han Solo, word of your coming preceded you.
Why would it have preceded them?
Well, I guess the
Because it took them
villagers.
so long.
Well, the
So there's
villagers.
three guys
Yeah,
like way home.
they left and told them he was coming. Nor could you have come at a more opportune time than to save my daughter. Your duh. Let me help you down, miss. I was just
Yeah.
about to.
Yeah.
I was about to get really inappropriate with your daughter. Sorry.
I guess I should pretend to respect her now.
I didn't know that she had a parent.
Yeah, I just wish he had said yes, and you got here just in time to get my daughter to school. She has a biology test today.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, wait a minute. What?
I see this isn't the best time to continue our little discussion.
I'll come by later when
Yeah.
he's not around
Let me know when the old man's asleep.
and explain why I'm better than those bandits somehow. No cracks, Chewie. Frark.
This village doesn't look that small. It looks about the same size as the thing that they just left.
It's got lots of people. None of the women wear clothes. I don't know why.
I thought all the women were gone. How did that daughter not get taken? Don't make fun of my people,
guess-
Greenie. Remember, I was born in this village. He was? Did we ever establish that before?
Yeah, I thought you were just a farm boy, but I didn't realize you were from the. Well, again, economy of storytelling would have had Jimm the Starkiller Kid be the one that hired you guys.
Yeah, that would have made more sense. So here's another girl. Is this the same girl in a bikini?
It's the same girl in a different looking bikini. I don't understand
So
what's
she's.
happening right now.
This is just.
Why doesn't she wear clothes?
Yeah, I mean, she knows that there's space pirates, or actually cloud riders, whatever, taking girls. So she's going to wear a bikini?
And everyone else is wearing clothes. It's like if everyone in the village was just kind of wandering around in Speedos, you'd be like, well, this is just their custom. But no, everyone else is wearing clothes. This is a little insulting to the reader.
So he's asking for details about Serji-X. This guy says, I am Ancho, whom the villagers have chosen as their spokesman. My daughter, whom you've saved, is named Merri. Merri. I shall be ever in your debt for... Forget it!
Yeah, that's Merri's debt to pay.
Yeah.
Your emissaries to the spaceport promised you to eventually pay us. I'm doing the Mark Thompson version of Han.
Yeah.
Pay us what little you could to protect your village, didn't they? Let's just figure that... What? That is a weird construction. Let's just figure that we got an early start.
And I've already seen my payment.
Does he say that?
No.
Yeah, I'm worried sometimes.
He's saying it between the lines.
Some things happen between the panels, if you know what I'm saying.
Last of the red-hot space smugglers, going soft over a girl not much bigger than a
Wodanian
wood sprite. Amaiza, did anyone ever tell you that you talk too much? One guy, once.
You, just now.
No, she killed that guy. That's what she's joking about.
I know.
That's the joke. Serve me right for giving you an opening. All right, sprites, because I've got to have something to call you. Let's get to work. Like you could call us the name of this village, or you could call... I gave you my name, Honcho.
You could call me Dennis.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were called Dennis.
When Serji-X shows up, we're going to be ready for him. Are we looking at an A-team situation here? Are they going to be building a bunch of weird
booby traps? You maybe have an old school bus and some power tools that we could use.
Wasn't there one where they created like an entire fake town?
Maybe
like they built storefronts and things, and it was all just fake. And then they'd drive through it, and it would just be a big piece of wood. I feel like they did that.
I remember an episode of the old Superman show with George Reeves where these crooks set up like a fake town like that. Whenever anybody stopped, they just robbed them. And they'd break the town down and wander off. No one could find it. It was the perfect crime.
It seems like a lot of work.
It's a huge amount of work for a very low turnaround. Like, just whatever's on a random person. All right, so now we get our obligatory Luke and Leia shot.
I thought Luke was gone. Oh, is he talking to her on the radio?
He's talking to her on the phone, and that's what this scene is. Like, this is how they dragged it out, because you get to see Luke just a little. Just reiterating what we've already known that he's off doing. You like this young Luke Skywalker, don't you, Highness? Things start getting awkward already.
Yeah.
As much as one with my responsibilities can afford to...
To like anyone in these troubled times. If only I could have gone with him and his droids. Luke, where are you?
Hey, his droids. You are at R2 first.
That's true. They're more her droids than his. I guess he
Yeah,
paid for them after they were stolen. Whatever.
I guess there was. He bought them from the thieves. I don't think that's legally binding. It is weird that everyone just assumes that they belong to Luke Skywalker for the rest of the Star Wars saga, and no one ever questions that.
Well, 3PO, R2, this is it. I'm already there. Where?
Yeah, the end of my deadly mission. It's already
Yeah,
happened.
I'm with 3PO. Would you mind elaborating? Gladly. We were sent
This,
here to find I like that. Gladly.
I've been waiting to exposit.
I was hoping you would ask. We've been sent here to find a new world for the rebels before Darth Vader sends the whole Imperial fleet against them.
A thing he won't do for the next 50 issues.
You bet your carbon scoring marks I have. And that's not all. The time's come to break transceiver silence long enough to tell Princess Leia about it.
Well, this is exciting. Now we're
So
talking about how we're about to make a phone call.
he's worried about his radio's transmissions being intercepted by the Empire. But they're not worried about Vader using a radio to call the Empire.
Yeah, they're not worrying about the fact, like, it doesn't really matter if they trace you because they know where you are. It really, all this effort to sort of keep it on the DL is unnecessary. You guys really should be stepping up just the evacuation. Don't be such a worry droid.
Since when is R2 the worrier?
Yeah, exactly. That's the second time that he's chastised R2 for just being too worried and anxious about things.
Princess, it's great to see you again. Oh, and you, Luke, are you all right? Because at this point, we're still, like, the audience is still thinking that they could be a couple. Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of points throughout these early days where, like, well, if one day I can tell Leia how I feel about her, like,
Have you
okay.
found a new safe haven for our rebel force? Or are you wasting my time? Yes, I think I have, Your Highness. It's a planet in the Drexel system that... What in the blazes? No, it isn't possible! Luke, the
Yeah.
image is
No,
gone!
no! Like, that's how you. This is good serial structure.
More power, Ensign. You've got to give me more receiving power. I'm giving you all I've got, Captain.
Yeah, what do you mean? There's not a knob for that. Like, it is what it is. I'm not gonna go out and build a tower.
Yeah, we don't have a Scotty.
Yeah, you think you used up all your data for this month? We didn't throttle you. We have what we have.
I'm going to do what I wanted to do in the first place, what I was tucked out of doing. I'm going to find Luke Skywalker, no matter what. By
Said it well.
myself.
He's near the Drexel system. Where are you running to? We're in the spaceship.
Well, she's running to a
Are we
fighter
in?
or something.
I guess we're in Yavin. She's running to like a
Yeah.
Y-wing or something.
Yeah, she's going to take
All right,
a
I'll
small
give you
ship.
that. Meanwhile, on this barren wasteland world, the tension on Aduba 3 is welling like a thing alive.
I like whoever wrote these things.
That's Roy Thomas.
That's fun. That's good old-fashioned comic talk.
Yeah, that's. I love, the comic hyperbole. It's funny because I read a lot of old comics, and it's fun when you find the guys who aren't that good at it. Like, it's usually like the Archie comic superheroes or something like
Yeah.
that. It's not like a Marvel comic or like in Atlas or something where they're trying to sort of parrot that style and it's not working.
So where did Han get weapons and blaster packs? They're unloading things. I just
Why
thought they had their
did
pistols that they were wearing. I didn't think they had, like...
and again, not to harp the same point, but did you unload these from the Falcon to bring them here?
Oh, my lord, yeah.
Did you go through that work of taking all this stuff off the ship that you already had, the freighter, whose sole job is to move big stuff around so that you could ride a bantha?
Oh, this looks interesting. This guy's kind of naked, too. I guess it runs in a family. Wait, young man. I would have words with you before you... No, grandfather, not now. Huh? Grandfather? Listen.
What? Like, why is that? Why is he surprised
You have a
that
grandfather?
her family lives here?
Listen,
Like,
old
look,
man.
Han, she's like probably 16. I'm going to assume her whole family lives in this village.
It's not safe sneaking up like that on a guy with a temperamental blaster. Or laser gun.
I almost shot you for no reason.
Yeah, because no one talks to me in this village without announcing
Yeah.
themselves 100 feet away.
Yeah,
Lucky for
no
you,
one
I heard Merri.
speaks pleasantly.
Lucky for you, I heard Merri call you Grandpa, or your old age might have got cut short. Like, Jesus.
Jesus, Han, dial it back.
This isn't a good way to score with the ladies.
Are you trying to impress her right now
Yeah.
by intimidating an old man with useless
What do
threats?
you want? Make it quick, 'cause I'm busy right now. I am here to
Mm-hmm.
tell you that the help of you and your companions is not needed here. Listen, old-timer, time's a-wasting, so. You
Times of
think I
waste.
am jesting, young man, but it has been decades since I have spoken lightly. He
Like
sounds.
he talks like Bane.
He's a lot of fun. Like,
He's
it's
got.
been
I
decades
don't.
since I've said a joke. I tell you in all sobriety that we do not need you or your alien horde. His alien horde?
Wait a minute. It's five guys,
Yeah.
one girl.
To drive those outlaws from our village. Why shed the life fluids of your friends when there's a simpler solution to my people's problem?
Mystical solution. I love it.
Then he gets a book out. Have you heard the good
Yeah.
news?
Have you heard of Jesus Christ? Like, have you heard the word of space Jesus?
A mystical solution I once beheld in my youth. Like, where was this mystical solution when last they hit and stole all of your women?
That's what she's like. Where was this when they stole Mom?
Yeah, where's Mom? Where's her other
Otherwise known
sister?
as your daughter. And all the lady clothes in the village, apparently.
First of all, not all those
These people.
characters are my friends. Just keep insulting everyone that's working with you or for you.
I don't like anybody, including you.
I outgrew fairy tales by the time I could talk. No, hear me, mercenary.
And somehow the girl's running away, I guess. Like, it's time for his meds.
Yeah, she's like, oh my God, it's so embarrassing. Maybe some other time, all right? Then you will not listen? Granddaughter, take hiding before Serji-X comes.
Take hiding. But what she's been running around the open in a bikini the whole time. How do they know when he's coming?
While I do what I was born to do. Alone.
Ugh.
Please ignore the old man. He is crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
He fancies
It's
himself
as
a
bad as you
mystic,
think.
a shaman.
He's
Is this where we're going to diverge from the seven, the
Yeah,
Magnificent Seven?
this is where this doesn't happen in Seven Samurai or Magnificent Seven. An old man doesn't have like a legend where he can summon a monster.
I still don't get why he didn't do it the first time.
Well, you've been waiting out. Yeah, like why did you wait till they brought me in? You could have done it like at any point.
And Han's like, hey, wait a minute. Somebody promised me some money or something.
Yeah, the steel's getting complicated and weird.
I'm going to get paid, right? Even if he does get the monster?
Yeah, if I'm being honest, now that I look back on it, like no specific deal was reached. Like, so I took a lot on faith here.
Quills sharpened and all that? My quills are always sharp, Solo.
It's like Wolverine. Does it hurt when they come out? Every time.
I want him to talk like that.
That's what I imagine he does. He's trying so hard to be Wolverine, but he's a porcupine.
Me and my robot's ready, leader man. Ready? I can't do Jaxxon.
I just I suggest we get up off our fannies and cottontails, because we got a hunch trouble's got the way. Which is again just a bunch of tiny dots in the distance, but we know it's Cloud. Right?
It's not even that tiny. It looks to me like they're pretty close. Big trouble, and it's coming up hard and fast.
It's coming at us hard and fast, kablaz!
That's what she said.
Yeah. I hope you peasants appreciate our spectacular. I'm not going to do the Mexican accent
No,
from Magnificent Seven.
please don't.
Because it's Eli Wallach, so it's already. He does a great job, but he's not a Mexican.
Yeah.
He's good in the movie, but it's problematic.
I hope you peasants appreciate our spectacular entrance this year. This year, they've already been there once, right?
You can start doling out the tribute you've been saving up all for us all year, right? And that includes, grossly, the cream of your crop, who just, oh my God, who just reached the age I liked them.
But I thought he had just... So this wasn't a recent attack.
So the suggestion is that he didn't kidnap her because she was too young?
So, let me get this straight. I'm a little confused. The villager said that this guy is a monster and he attacked them. Are we to now believe that it happened roughly a year ago and he comes once a year?
I assume that they know that when he comes, like it's a Wolves of the Kala kind of thing. He comes at the same time every year.
Okay,
So
because I was thinking it happened recently. I guess there was no reason for me to think that. That was just my assumption.
Well, the fact that he showed up on the same day when he heard that there was somebody to challenge him made it seem like he was pretty close and hasn't got anything to do.
And it also
the fact,
kind of made it sound like the villagers might should have started looking a little earlier if he was going to arrive the next day.
but instead, apparently, he's just been holed up at somewhere with this girl's mom, waiting for her to get just barely old enough
Well,
to interest him.
he's got a full calendar of these other villages.
Gross.
What's her name? Merri. Like hell.
I just met her. Like, the flag has been planted, sir.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know
She's
how
mine.
you handle space dibs on this planet.
Gonna be over
And if
my
you think,
smoking bones. Yikes.
God damn, that's imagery from the first movie.
That's intense.
Thus let him have it! Now Han's just enraged over the fact this guy's moving in on his action.
I mean, look, this is Han screaming, like hell! You're taking any more out of this village. You lay one finger on her, it's gonna be over my smoking bones. Like, Jesus, Han.
Damn. I mean, I appreciate your enthusiasm. You should feel that way anyway, but I feel like your intentions aren't noble here.
And this is the lizard guy talking now. I assume from the other issues. So the hired guns did not take my warning. They are still here. All right then. If these space rats are so anxious to die, let's give them what they want.
At least when we fought the Death Star a minute ago, I don't have any other memories. But here, those outlaws could pick us off like womp rats. Another thing I just heard about. Wish we had some of that force I keep hearing about.
No atheist in a foxhole, Han.
I guess so. He's ready to give up pretty early. He's like, you guys have been starting a lot of fights. And I don't know what Chewie's about to do with that guy with the rocket. It looks gruesome.
What is this? Is that the
Now,
robot?
somebody has like a robot arm.
That's
Who are they fighting that has a robot
That's got to
arm?
be the robot.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, the
You're right.
robot's
That makes
grabbing
sense.
the speeder.
It's Effie.
Yeah. No, no, you monster! Let me go! Oh no!
Then
What happens here?
I don't know. He gronks the chinoop out of that guy. That's all I can say.
We don't see what happens. We just assume that he eats him alive.
No, he's holding him over that firing jet thruster. I just assume.
Oh, that's awful.
When I gronk someone, they stay gronked.
Yeah, yikes. You know, Chewbacca, we make an effective team, and more outlaws sneaking up from the rear.
I would like it if he broke away there when he's like, make it pretty effective. Jesus Christ! When he just burns like his face off.
Yeah.
That was fully unnecessary.
We are not a team.
You may be an accomplice! But even though the Starkiller Kid is not my master, I cannot let him be shot down by that outlaw's weapon.
Even though it means So the only way you could save him was to jump in front of the shot?
I thought you had 10-foot arms like 10 seconds ago. I want to try that. FE90. Claimed neither to be servant nor pet. Well, why did he claim to be a pet?
Perhaps he was something more.
Perhaps he was something more than a servant or a pet. That's not a very nice thing to say about someone who just died heroically.
Yeah, their relationship, not unlike that shared by Han Solo and Chewie. So Chewbacca is not quite
Either
servant or a pet.
Or a pet.
Gosh, come on,
Good
guys.
Lord.
Amaiza.
Not cool, man.
Don-Wan, you three better protect our rear. We've lost the robot.
Amaiza always looks like she knows what she's doing.
She's also wearing a bikini, though.
Well, I thought it was weird when she did it, but then she's supposed to be some kind of space showgirl, so I thought, hey, she's still a star.
I mean, I can see her, I guess, wearing that in the bar, but dressing up for the town. But is she actually going to wear that on the mission? I mean, the Don Quixote put on some kind of crazy space armor.
The comic's not very progressive towards the ladies.
Take care, fair maiden, behind you.
Look at that wavy lightsaber. I like the look on that guy's face. He looks like Slaw.
Yeah. May you perish, you scum, who dare to taint the flesh of the lady most fair.
Yeah,
Amaiza.
You're gonna have to sort of cool it with the racial stuff. Like every non-human that you fight is just filth and impurity.
Yeah. Yikes.
It's not appropriate. It's really old-fashioned.
And there's the sky speeder zooming down. Too fast for me to get to him before...
Farewell, comely damsel. Oh my God. That was it.
At least you shall live.
You shall live.
Is he really dead?
I didn't think so, but who even knows?
That's a weird looking armor he's got on.
He's got that little death star that comes at the end of a sentence when someone in a comic book dies.
Or passes out.
Why does that keep happening to me? Seems like everywhere I go, there's an old man that gets murdered.
Yeah, that's true. An old lightsaber wielding man.
I call those things bad luck.
There's two of us down. There seems to be no letting up of the outlaw forces. I can't even see the outlaw forces. And, like,
That's what I mean.
we see
Like if
shots
you see
coming from
one in a
above,
frame, sometimes maybe.
but we don't really have a clear idea. I don't think of how many there are, what the situation is tactically.
The visual continuity is lacking. I'm no amateur Solo. I'm no amateur Han Solo. But thanks anyway.
So what did he do? Just shoot some Zix?
Yeah, you didn't even move. So I like the way that Jaxxon talks. Yeah, well, somebody ought to warn Grandpa out there. It ain't healthy waving his arms like that unless he likes making himself an easy target.
What old
It's
man?
like, yeah, really.
Are they
Come
talking
on.
about? Are they talking
Show
about
a little respect.
Don
He just got
Quixote?
shot in the back. Serves him right, stupid dead old man.
Yeah.
Like, jeez. You guys are some hard customers.
I think he's talking about the shaman.
Okay,
But I don't understand, like,
makes-
because we don't. What's the shaman doing? We see him there, but we don't see him anywhere else.
Oh, well, he says grandpa because he's the girl's grandpa. I just thought he was talking about the other old man.
Oh yeah,
Killed.
but we don't see that. Like,
We haven't seen him yet.
we don't
so
know
that,
what he's
yeah.
talking about. Okay.
Yeah, that could be better. And we still don't see that he's there. They just cut to a close-up shot. This
His
would be an
thoughts
editing
burning
nightmare
through
if it was a movie.
well, we just
You're
have
like, what
to.
am I supposed to do with
Yeah.
these?
His thoughts burning through solid stone with the ease and intensity of a light sabre.
Sabre.
Don't
That's
know what
almost
Gramps is
into the
howling
shriek.
about, and really, now I'm too busy to care. Boff.
I'm boffing this guy right here.
That takes care of the last of
boffing
those
around.
sneak attackers. There's a different
Sneaking.
wave. There's a sneak attack wave, and then there's others.
Why was that guy even on the ground? That's the worst sneaking in the world.
I feel
if
like
he's just
I almost
came
feel like
down
we
face
missed
to
a
face.
page because they're talking about sneak attackers. The guy's like waving his arms, but we don't see
let's
what's
go back.
happening. Jaxxon, how's our ammunition holding out? I didn't think blasters had ammunition.
I guess he's talking about the power packs. I ain't complaining, Solo. Everything you say sounds like complaining.
He's gonna kick them out of the clouds.
I'll kick him. If I run out of ammo, I'll kick him.
Unless you've
Like,
got
thanks,
some
Jaxxon.
trick, extra long feet stashed away. You'd better keep shooting. Man,
Yeah.
this is bad banter.
Yeah, did you see the last issue? I have extra long feet.
No one has yet noticed the old man's relaxing his concentration, or that he now speaks. Hear me, slumbering one.
We haven't even seen the old man in relation to the rest of the
Yeah, I don't
characters
even
yet.
know where he is.
I mean, there's a purple cave behind Jaxxon in that one frame, so maybe the old man is somewhere there
Yeah, he's
near that.
just right over the couple feet away. I guess if they can supposedly hear them, then yeah. Anyway, as I beg
Oh,
you,
mine's...
huh?
Yeah, that's the best. Awaken as you did in decades past. Our minds are linked. Murdering bedchambers of stone.
Save us, whose ancestors once worshipped you. It's like, well, you're not worshiping me anymore.
Yeah, everybody's making fun of you for saying I exist, so no.
Even Han Solo must take notice. Oh, hell. There's a lot of hells in these books for kids. Boom! The carnage of battle continues, with blasters barking their miniature explosions, and with the skies ablaze with the debris of erupting sky speeders. But somehow Serji-X Arrogantus and his surly band, good grief, occupy second place in Han Solo's priorities. Griarg! Like, whoa.
We had teased earlier that there would be a point of deviation that would be fairly clear
Yeah.
between the events of the Magnificent Seven.
And thank
And
goodness
this.
for that. I'm glad they're not following it too closely. How
Well,
how big is this thing? Let me. Are there people in here?
Oh,
So
so it could be an iguana.
yeah. So we really don't know. I'm assuming it's big because it looks like the rocks like flying.
And it's tearing the mountain asunder.
Yeah, I'm
from
hoping.
within,
I'm
so
hoping it's not pebbles.
I would love that, like in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where they just cut down and it's 6 inches tall.
Quite obviously, the real battle's yet to begin. Look, the old man called this thing forth. I'm assuming to fight the Cloud Riders, not the people of the village, and hopefully not you, Han. So I don't think the real battle's yet to begin. It'd be a pretty bad
well,
call
I
if he
It would
the
explain
grandpa.
why he hasn't called it before. It's like, it kills everyone indiscriminately. Like, what? That's a terrible spell to cast.
That includes us. Acceptable losses.
There's a reason we stopped worshiping it. It was dangerous. I'm not going to lie. We locked it in that mountain.
So this is it? That's the end of the issue?
Yeah.
That felt
One
short,
thing about
too.
this is it always leaves you wanting more.
Sergi attacks, and we see Sergi tough talking for like one frame, and then we don't see Sergi again. We assume he's still into battle, but
Yeah, we
unfortunately they don't
assume he
show
hasn't
him
been
again. I was
killed.
kind of hoping he'd jump off on him and Han would get into some fisticuffs or something. Not one of the better issues so far. It's okay.
No, next issue promises to be a little more interesting because it's the behemoth, and that next issue is number 10, right? So aren't
Yeah,
we there?
yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
So next issue is the conclusion of this story.
And
So that should be pretty exciting.
Is it Roy Thomas wrote this? You say?
Yeah.
It'd be like, what do you want, man? There was all kinds of action in this. 2 characters got killed.
Yeah, in two consecutive pages, and then like not much else after that.
We had
It's like I would have
we had some
spaced
like
out the.
weird harpy things attacking. We had a
Yeah,
damsel in distress. We had a battle with spaceships, people dying, and Chewie burning some guy's face off.
yeah, that
That's not
you
enough.
you show me that in another comic. It's like I got to give you that, Roy Thomas. That was baller.
What more do you
That was
want in a
baller as hell.
story?
Like Chewie is a monster.
Like I had 18 pages. 2 of them had to be on covering what happened in the last issue and where
Yeah,
Luke
and
is.
at least one had to show us Luke and Leia talking about and possibly to each other.
And then we had Luke. Luke had some drama. You saw that? I mean, that's interesting.
Oh, hey, we got a little pinup action going on here. Look at that Chewbacca.
Oh, art. We got a pinup special. Nice.
I can't forgive that Leia. Come on, dude. Show a little respect.
Leia's the best part. What are you talking about? I like how Luke's got his arms crossed, laughing like, we're having fun.
I'm just glad to be in the picture.
Yeah. It's like, everyone pose. Okay. So,
Otherwise, I guess we're done.
yeah, we've rambled on enough.
Yeah.
So that was issue number 9. And next episode, of course, naturally, we'll be talking about issue number 10, which wraps up this little arc, this Han Solo story. And then after that, who knows what kind of craziness we'll get into. I'm hoping that we'll see what happened to Luke, since he's like,
In his deadly mission.
oh, hi, Leia. Oh, no, what's that? Oh no!
Oh,
Oh,
God,
God!
no,
Like, whoa, Luke, dude, what's that? What could possibly, if he has seen?
And then she finds him and finds out he just spilled hot coffee in his lap.
Yeah.
He just and it got on the comm receiver. He's like, oh,
I hope it's not just a TIE fighter or something. I hope it's like something interesting. But we'll find out.
so that'll be fun. Yeah. So yeah, and obviously, again, if you are enjoying this, then we do. If you're watching this video, then an audio version of it is available on TV8MyDinner.com, where the TV Ate My Dinner podcast is hosted. If you are listening to it there, then there's a video version of this that you can watch in Marvel Age Star Wars, the channel on YouTube, which is all one word.
Yeah, probably need to put a link on it. I actually searched YouTube for it and it didn't come up.
Do the link, yeah, because I had the hardest time finding it in a minute.
We are not big enough yet to be searchable.
If you literally type, well, this is the algorithm at work. If you go to search and you literally type the entire name of the channel, it'll just come up and say no results. It's like
Awesome.
hurtful, hurtful YouTube.
Yeah. Yikes.
Like, if someone went to the trouble to specifically ask for this channel by name, and you say no channel of that name, like, come
we
on,
haven't
algorithm.
indexed that. We're not interested.
That's just mean. So yeah, we'll have to provide links for all that stuff. So you can please like the videos if you like the videos, and subscribe to the channel if you like the videos, and engage in that way with us, because that also helps us with the algorithm, I'm told.
Yeah, the more people that comment, like, and subscribe, we will definitely, hopefully, start showing up in searches. Otherwise, we exist in what they call the dark web.
Otherwise, we have to find you, and that's very difficult marketing.
Yeah.
I just have to take my laptop door to door and play the videos for people. Well, I just remember this is an absolute true story. At the same time we did this episode, my girlfriend recorded a video on her phone of herself reviewing a date book. I think.
A date
I don't even want to
book?
insult it because I'll say a notebook.
Oh.
And she immediately got likes and subscribes to the channel and
What?
views.
What?
Like, we obviously don't understand the YouTube market.
No, not at all.
And
Sean has a book on Amazon.
yeah, look for the Cosmic Unconscious on Amazon. That's a fun one about the psychology of Star Wars. If you're looking to read a bunch of Star Wars stuff.
So go check that out, everyone.
So there you go.
And
so check those out and let us know.
We'll be out next week with another episode. So till next time, my name's Brooks.
I'm Sean.
And we will see you then. Bye-bye.
Snoop.